Welcome to the crypt. Today we're jumping in with Have a Nice Death. This is an action roguelike platformer, and as you guessed it, you get to play as the Grim Reaper himself. So we're going to just quickly jump straight into it. As you can see here, I have jumped in and played about half an hour of it before. We can carry on with that, I think. Alright, so we start in Death's office here. And this is our little guy you get to play as. So essentially the premise of the game is you are Death. You're taking a bit of a break from collecting souls yourself. And your subordinates, your minions, the Sorrows, have kind of taken over everything and caused a bit of a disaster for you. There are too many souls coming in and you've just got way too much paperwork. So this is just going to show what the breakdown of my previous run was. So you can have a quick look at that. We're going to just go straight back into the game itself. Boss, oh boss, I'm pleased to see you. And you've got your pit book with you, isn't it adorable? Did you know your pit book notes everything down for you? Just press escape and you're done. Really is very cute, but I don't really like the way it is looking at me. So we can tab in here. We've got a few things we can look at. Employees, funeral weapons and things. We've got curses. So we do have a skill tree type thing. These are curses which are basically more like buffs in a way. They're not bad at all, so keep that in mind. But we're going to jump back into the actual game and carry on, and I'll show you a little bit of what's going on here. Okay, we've got an upgrade tree. So this is going to show that after my first quick playthrough I ended up with level 3, and we've unlocked relaxation rooms may appear. So, thought I'd just show you guys that what kind of progress I had made anyway. Boss, good morning or evening, whatever, not important. The Sorrows are out of control, quotas have risen astronomically. I'll spare you the details, you got a few ingots to spend. Let's do the real quick before I kick the bucket. Oh, and how's you, how's the family, how's life? Okay, so we've got a little bit of a shop here. I have 230 gold. We can't really buy too much here. We do have Shakespeare, an ode to elegance but mostly to sharpness. Have a quick look at the shop and see what else it's got. Alright. Okay, interesting. Hang on, what is this? Surprise, Mr. CEO, sir. While you were taking care of the Sorrows, I was dealing with the meetings you put on hold. I'm delighted to announce that Mrs. Muriel, the Reverend, has returned to work. Oh yes, that Muriel. Good grief. If I've understood correctly, it's an evolving pictorial sequence, a little unsettling at first glance, but note the contrast between the richness of the sculptured altar and the simplicity of this barely scribbled upon post-it. Fascinating. Imminent breakdown. Just another normal day at Death Inc. Chaos reigns and you're already dreaming of your next vacation. Boss, well I sure am glad to see you again. Yes, it's so nice to catch up, but let's skip the small talk, shall we? In accordance with Bulletin B66, you may not access the elevator until you sign a form. Don't make that face. Rules are rules, so let's go. Okay, so we can do plus 5 health or plus 15 health. Kill 30 enemies in under 2 minutes. If we lose, we take 20 damage. Let's take this top one here. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, I want to really just get stuck into the actual gameplay and show you guys if you haven't seen it. So we have a few enemies here, and we can actually make some combos as well. So the right click is our combo. So this game is designed to be fairly fast-paced actually. I don't usually play pretty fast-paced games, but this was really quite a cool game that I had to check out. It's been out for a while now. It's still in early access, but it just had its first major update. Or our last major update, I should say. Not the first one. It has had a few updates over its course. I've already taken way too much damage here. So this is going to be releasing in full, I believe, around, I think it was about March or April this year it should be. Okay, so this will be our first sort of buff we get. We've got the Scythe deals +2 bonus damage. Retaliate refills your frenzy gauge. That's for our special attack. And then Termination launches several deadly butterflies. So this is more like a spell, I guess. I think we'll go with the extra Scythe damage to start us off. Take our elevator to the next floor. So we get several different options on some of these. What we can do is, because I've already taken some damage, we're going to go to the anima deposit. Anima in this game is essentially how you're going to be healing yourself. So there's basically two types of anima. If you see in the top of the screen, top left, there's 3 little pips above the white and grey health bar. The blue pip, if I heal, will heal up in the grey bar, and if we end up with a gold pip, that actually should heal past the grey into the black. So that's basically how the anima works. So we may come across that as we're going through here. I'm getting hit a lot by those guys. I gotta be a bit more careful and dodge them. Alright. Yeah, one of the things that really struck me about this was it just has a really cool style to it, the whole game. And I just in general like sort of macabre kind of games and things, anything where I can be like the Grim Reaper or a Necromancer, that sort of thing, it really interests me. Okay, so we get Turner Mana, increases max mana by 10, which is our green bar below our health bar. So that's used for our spells and things. Okay, fills up the frenzy bar. I will show you what Frenzy does in a second, or the Frenzy ability. You'll see that there's a purple square glowing. We'll probably use that more towards any of the boss fights or mini boss fights. But we're just going to try and power through this as fast as we can, so I can actually show you a little bit more of it. And like I said, this game is kind of designed to be kind of fast-paced anyway. Let's go to the equipment storage. We might be able to pick up a new weapon for this. Awesome, there we go. So we do have a nice little dash we can do in the air as well. Alright, here we go. I'm going to use the ability straight off the bat so you can see it. I always get caught by that guy's last attack. You've got to time it a little bit better than I do. Alright, extra 10 mana. It's a good idea to try and kill as many enemies as you can, because you will start collecting, I guess they're sort of like souls. So you'll see in the top right hand corner the little face there. That's used as a type of currency. We got a stun in. That was good. So there are several types of currency. As you can see, there was the gold there, the souls, and there's another little icon there you'll see, which is used for upgrades as well. Okay, cool. So we could take this ability here, or this weapon. It applies poison. Poison duration increased by 1. We'll take that. So now you can see in the top left corner we have something in our right click slot. So we should be able to do some combos now with that. Alright, Celeri deposit, we could go through that. I think what we want to potentially do, yeah, maybe we will go through there. Collect a few more souls and we might be able to use that for an upgrade later. Okay, fills up Frenzy Bar. Let's use that right off the bat here. Awesome. So yeah, they did a major update to this, which actually gave it a bit more variety as well. They've added like extra bosses and weapons and things as well. I know they have changed some parts of the game, some game mechanics slightly as well. But I never played before those updates, so if you are aware of that, then you'll notice with the new update all the little changes and things that they've done. Everything's just supposed to be a bit more of a like quality of life, or in this case quality of death update. I would say that they've definitely made some good improvements from the notes that I had read on it as well, and basically just adding a bit more variety, a bit more content to the game, especially in the early stages. Oh, and there we go, that's our first death. That was terrible. I started off really badly there, so we're going to jump back in again. Alright, we'll skip past all of this. Okay. Right, I want to show and at least get to the first kind of boss fight for you guys. Alright, we can choose the scythe before we go to work. It's an easy way to vary your build. Okay, each scythe has its own transformation. You'll need to check that. Okay, very cool. So our options here: unleash sharp and lively combos, or cut and punch holes very quickly. Let's try these sickles out, maybe. I'm keen to try something a little bit different. Okay, so yeah, it's got a very fast speed to it. That could make combos quite good. Or at least make it a little bit easier for us to get in and out of a tricky situation, maybe. Yeah, that's a very fast attack. Whereas I think the scythe was a little bit slower. Does have a little bit of a secondary attack when you're in the air, or even when you're on the ground. It moves you forward a bit. Oh, that's interesting to see. I think some of these builds could be actually really strong, I think. Alright, so we get to choose another like curse or another thing for our tree, for our skill tree. So we've got upward and onward, sinister gear, aerial attacks deal 35% bonus damage. Arcane Forge, refinement arcane, deals damage after 5 stacks, applies an effect when a scythe or a cloak weapon strikes an enemy target. Okay. And then spells, mana attack. Temporarily gain plus 5% damage upon casting. I think we're going to go with Sinister Gear here. There is a little bit of aerial attacks in this game, so it makes sense too. Okay, let's check out Intriguing Floor. This sounds interesting. And see what that has to offer. Beginner's Dexterity Assessment, go. Ah, I hit the spikes, okay. That's quite cool, it gives you little challenges. I would have liked to know what the reward was for that if you had passed it. So I know there's like a speedrun one as well, where you just have to get through the level as fast as possible. And that one, obviously we had to dodge the spikes, so... Let's go into equipment storage again, I think. Gotta learn to dodge these attacks. I think that was a little bit better. There we go. Collect a few more souls for us. Oh, I completely missed that. Try and take out these enemies before we deal with this guy here. So yeah, I haven't played a lot of this, but what I have played I actually really enjoy. So we have the Behemoth. Let's take that. That'll be our next weapon, and that's going to help with any combos. So now with this, we should be able to combo out an enemy. Right. Get rid of these books flying about. Let's see if I can show off the combo. There we go. Ooh, what is this? Okay. So we have Shockwave. Unleash a wave of pure energy around you in the blink of an eye. Okay. That sounds pretty good as well. Cool, so we've got another, I guess that one's a spell. Ah, there we go. That's the shockwave for you. Liberious skulls. Set off exploding skulls around yourself. Periodic launches a projectile. Okay, so that does what? 25 damage? Interesting. I do think everything else I have is better than this, so we could put it in our storage for the meantime. You can actually sell these weapons at a later date, so we might end up selling that. Let's go to the animate deposit again. It's probably a good idea just to try and see if we can't heal up a little bit. Get our souls. Here we go. So far, so good. These enemies are pretty easy. Okay, so this is a kunai, is it? Unleash a barrage of sharp daggers. Summons a circle of lightning-fast kunai. I don't think I really want this, to be honest. It doesn't seem that good. I could be wrong, though. I think we leave that one. Might take a little bit of mucking around, playing with the different things to see what kind of works. See if there's anything in particular that seems to be pretty strong. Kind of combinations you can come up with. Which is one of the great things about roguelites, is there's usually a lot of variety in how you can play the game, and you always have extra chances to do so. They don't expect you to be able to kill everything the first time you play. As nice as it would be to be able to do that, but yeah, half the enjoyment is trying new runs and seeing what you can do differently. Alright, we must be getting pretty close to the boss fight here. We've got a shop floor, and then after that I believe is our first boss, or our first sorrow we have to defeat. Okay, so here we can actually sell our weapons. So if we go into this, we could sell this one here. Got quite a few souls for that, 40. Let's go back, and now Prismium. Treat yourself to a nice vacation or any other big ticket item you've been drooling over. Coffee, pure heal for 15 HP, and that's basically what we sold before. Let's grab the Prismium. Awesome, okay. Alright, so Prismiums can be used to buy an upgrade or transformation at the control room. So we're going to be using that later on. It's just nice to have there. I suppose we can speak to this guy here. You've absolutely got this. Got to try this. Look to your left, isn't that swap station magnificent? Alright, so that's basically just saying, yeah, we can sell some gear. Okay. Let's get on to this fight. So, our first Sorrow we have to defeat is Brad in the security station. So let's go see him. Try and dodge these attacks as best as I can. Ooh. Oh no. I should use the, I was just about to use all the anima I had to actually heal up. I defeated him in the first run I ever did. Actually fairly easily. Well, not fairly easily. I think I had actually about 7 HP left. But there you have it. That's basically the gist of the game, essentially. There is quite a bit more to this. I believe you can get different variants of bosses as well now with the update. And I'm definitely keen to try some of these new weapons as well. But that was it. That was Have a Nice Death. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, like and leave a comment below. And I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.